Secondary colors are two primary colors mixed together. So we're going to start with mixing yellow and red. So let's start with quinacridone gold. What I like about the quinacridone colors is they're translucent, meaning that the watercolor paper from underneath shows through, and I've gotten rid of just about every earth tone I've had, which I found to be quite a bit dull compared to the quinacridone colors. You see how transparent it is? It gives you this nice light yellowish orange, but it's also transparent. Now we're going to look at the quinacridone rust, or sometimes it's called quinacridone sienna. So you see how this one has more of like a brownish tone. That's why I'm putting it closer to the red side. It's a little bit more red than it is yellow. So now I'm going to make a clean puddle here. And what I'm going to do with that color is use my Aurelian, which is my yellow, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of alizarin crimson. Wow, check that out. Do you see how orange it turned? I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in one of my little boxes here. Okay, the next colors I'm going to mix together are going to be the Aurelian, clean brush, Aurelian, with my Winsor red. Nice, that really says orange to me. I'm going to take that orange, I'm going to put it here on the surface. And now my final one of the oranges is going to be quinacridone gold, and I'm going to mix it with that alizarin crimson. Just a little bit, let's see how I go. Now depending on how much of each of those two colors you mix in, you're going to get a different color as well. The next section we're going to work on is the red mixed with the blue. We're going to start out with some cobalt blue, and we are going to mix it with Winsor red. Look at that, see how it changes immediately? So now we see I'm creating a kind of a little lumpy puddle in the center there. I could take my clean dry brush and move it like that. And do you see how that does that? It lets you create different shades in the same color. Take my clean dry brush, swipe it again, it takes off some of the excess water. Next up, cobalt blue, make a little puddle. Now add a little bit of alizarin crimson. There we go. Take the brush, damp it and dry it off, and now watch this, sucking up some of the water and creating a lighter color. Excellent. Now the last one we're going to do is cobalt blue with quinacridone pink or quinacridone rose. The final part of our color wheel is going to be green. So let's start out with the sap green. We'll start with the dark side here. And now pull that color across the other side. Hooker's green is more of that dark green that you'd use in a forest and kind of like pine tree color, I think. There's a certain amount of practice that lets you really feel how much quantity of water is on your paper and on your brush. Only can be done through practice and experience. And then once you get it, you really get it. Now we're going to mix two greens. The first green we're going to mix is Aurelian yellow with cobalt blue. Always start with your yellow because the yellow gets dirty first. Sometimes I just experiment while I'm here, kind of going back and forth between the two colors to see what kind of color I can create. This is a little bit more of a duller green, maybe even more of a mossy green than the kind you're going to get straight out of the tube when you're using Hooker or sap. Now last one, we're going to do the quinacridone gold with my favorite cobalt blue. Okay, there we have it. Don't forget to mark all your colors so when you go back another time, you can remember how you created them. So look at all the different colors we were able to create. In the end, you should be able to create a multitude of colors with only a small palette of 10 colors from the tube.